It's Alea Antoine. You're listening to Tease podcast. Everyone loves the tease. Stop. But don't get too excited.
We're gonna move in together, and it's so ass backwards. Like, us getting engaged and like moving in with a friend is like, I feel like something you really never hear of. But like, with the dynamic, it's just like so easy, you know? And they're like,
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tease podcast. Happy Tuesday, bitches. As y'all can see, we have two more gorge faces on the camera today. This is Tayler and Cambree.
hi, so happy to be here.
Yes. So we actually have only met twice, guys.
Really?
I know we're already on the pod, so that says a lot. Y'all are cool. And then they are both hairdressers. They're both stylists, right? Mm-hmm. What type of hair services do y'all do?
We offer all hair types.
Really?
All services.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. What's like the coolest one that y'all have ever done?
Tay does some crazy, like, vivid color work. That's not my forte. I like the blondes, so, like, just a good, like, bombshell blonde. It's probably, like, the best, coolest things I do.
Nice. But blonde, they say, is, like, really hard.
It's a fine line between, like, done correctly and frying the hair off.
That
There's
is
a
true.
finesse. There's more of a finesse with blonde, I feel like.
I tried to dye Kai's roots, and I fried the hair.
Did it like come out orange or?
No, it came out blonde, but it just like started like shedding, but like not a shed, more of like a
Melt? More of a melt?
Okay, so I know that everyone listening wants to get to know y'all. First, together, how did y'all meet?
So we met in the salon, actually. We worked in the same salon, and I know we were kind of previously talking about, you know, it's hard to make friends here in Seattle, but honestly, you just kind of have to ride it out. It took us over a year to actually become friends.
Yeah, really?
We were working together in the same space for a full year, and I kept telling my coworker, I was like, oh my God, like, Cambree's so fucking cool. Like, I want to be friends with her so bad.
Oh my God.
I swear, I like, manifested it. And then we became friends, and now we're like, inseparable.
Wait, I love that. You had a friendship crush.
Yeah.
That's so
Yes.
cute.
Real.
Yeah. What did you think about Tayler?
Oh, I always knew we were going to be friends. I'm just such a slow burner. Like, I didn't talk to literally anyone in the salon for, like, that first whole year. I feel like no one knew anything about me. And then, like, as soon as the Band-Aid's off, then it's just, like, let it rip. I'm friends with everyone. So, like, it's just the way it is. Like, at my other salon, too, it took me, like, 2 years until I was friends with people there. So,
Really?
this is fast paced for me, honestly.
Oh my gosh, okay. I'm like already taking notes because I'm the opposite of a slow burner.
Really?
I'll know someone for not even a month, 3 weeks, and I'm like, I'm in love with her. Like,
See, but I kind of wish, though, like, it's a very, like, I don't know. I think I'm just, like, extremely shy. I think that's what it is.
Definitely introvert, for sure.
For sure.
yeah, both of y'all introverts?
I would consider myself like an introverted extrovert. So, like, in some instances, I am an extrovert, but it's only if, like, I know you kind of situation.
I get what you mean.
But I feel like I'm pretty good at, like, breaking the ice.
Yeah.
She is. If she didn't break the ice, we probably still wouldn't be friends.
Really?
Yeah, like,
You're like, I'm not making a move.
And what the craziest thing is that we live like 2.5 blocks away from each other.
Wait,
Like
really?
a 4-minute walk. A 4-minute
Oh
walk.
my god, so did y'all see each other going home?
Well, like, she lives right in front of the salon, and then I kind of live down a little bit. But, like, just the proximity, like, we eat dinner and, like, all this, you know, we just, like, lively in the city. So, like, even when we're not hanging out, we'll still run into each other in the streets.
Wait, I love that.
I know.
Okay, what's your signs?
Well, I don't know. Did you see that they like made a new chart?
What?
Yeah, like on TikTok. Did you see that too?
There's no way. There's no way it's gone this far.
Excuse my French, but fuck that. Like,
That's what I said.
That a new chart? Like, what's? Is it because of Pluto?
I have no idea.
they just, like, shifted it all, which is just a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
But
No.
I am a Leo.
Okay.
I'm a Virgo.
Wait. That's so interesting that you're the fire sign and you're the earth sign, but you're more extroverted. Wait, that's insane. Actually,
It's crazy.
I feel like with Leos, you're either, like, super fiery and, like, a typical Leo, or you're, like, literally the complete opposite.
you know what? That makes sense because like my best friend in high school, in college, my old roommate, she's a Leo and she can be extroverted, but like most people would be like, what do y'all talk about? Because she never talks. And I'm like, no, like she's really cool, but she just doesn't know.
Yeah, it's like the people you're close with, you're like a crackhead, whatever. But then like to the outside world, like,
yeah,
you know,
that's crazy. I have a Virgo mood. What's like being like a Virgo sun like? Because I feel like my Virgo mood like low-key drives me insane. Like it makes me very like organized. It's the way I'm able to get things done, but it also makes me like a crazy perfectionist and like overthink a lot. And so what do you?
Are you like describing me right now? Like reading me like a book? Oh yeah, come on.
I'm like in this and this and this.
Yes, no, seriously. Yeah, I just find myself like, especially being in the hair industry, it's so nice to have that like perfectionism like trait.
Like yeah, like being like meticulous.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of my clients say that too, and I'll be like, yeah, you know, just like the Virgo in me.
Yeah,
but yeah, I would say like definitely everything you just listed off.
That's crazy. No, it makes sense if you're a Virgo though, and you do the colors, because my hairdresser is a Virgo and she does crazy colors.
Really?
Yes, and she's also like, she'll do my hair and it will be like perfect. I love it. And she's like, I could have done better. And I'm like, where?
No, but that is so real. I feel like, honestly, with any hairstylist, like, if you even see one little thing wrong, like, you're the hairstylist, so you're going to be really nitpicky regardless. And when someone leaves and you're like, oh, I wasn't happy with that, but the client was, it's just like, it kind of gives you mixed feelings.
Oh, wait, okay. Now I feel like y'all need to give Kai therapy, because Kai will literally come home and be like, the hair was terrible. And I'm like, did they like it? And Kai's like, yeah, they said they loved it. And I'm like, then you're good.
You have to remember, like, you are your worst critic at the end of the day, right? Like, you're going to beat yourself up way harder than the client probably is, you know?
Yeah. Wait, do y'all, like, see people walking on the street and you're like, that bitch did box-eyed it?
Oh, 100%. We have, like, a third eye for, like, bad hair.
Yeah.
Especially in, like, TV, too. Oh, my gosh. That is so real. Do you watch Tell Me Lies on Hulu?
No, I don't.
Girl, Pippa's hair.
Okay, I was like,
Pippa's hair. That what does it
look like?
She went from like dark to blonde, and then there was a scene of her like coloring it or bleaching herself in the show, and it was the most diabolical scene I've ever seen in my life. Like it was awful.
Yeah. But like if you really pay attention, any movie show that has like any sort of like they're doing hair scene, it is the most like weird, like even if you're not a hairstylist and you pay attention to it, they're just like not even doing anything, or they'll just be like combing the same section over and over, and it just always is the most like tomfoolery thing you'll ever see.
Wait, that actually makes sense, because we have been rewatching Pretty Little Liars, which has been like, it's also been keeping me up at night. Like I have nightmares about A all the time.
Yeah,
but it is a good one. But there is a scene where like Spencer's trying to confront this lady and she's getting her hair done, and she just busts into the hair shop and is like, you did this, and like interrogating her. I'm like, can you actually walk into a salon and like scream?
No, we have like measures in order, like front desk, other stylists will be like, what's going on? Like,
yeah, no, my hairdresser, they literally keep the door locked.
Yeah, absolutely.
I feel like I would love the tea though. Like I feel like you'll probably get like so much tea spilled,
like within
like more customers, like telling you their life story and like their issues.
Well, I don't know if you've heard, but like people do say we are therapists unsolicited. Truthfully.
No, that is so true, because people, I feel like on TikTok especially, they're like, if you don't want to do therapy, do self-care and go get your hair done.
No, like it's so funny in the salon when someone like a client is telling a juicy story or whatever, everyone else is dead silent, because we are all honed in on that conversation. We are all a part of this now. We were all listening to whatever batshit thing you were saying in that chair. Like,
no, that makes sense.
It's true. There's some crazy stuff that happens for sure. It's so funny because I was actually talking to my partner about this. I had a client who was coming in who just like really overshares with me, and I was telling him about it, and he was like, yeah, you know, like she probably went to her therapy session before she's coming to you, which is a second therapy session. And I was like, yeah, oh, great. Like,
so now she's like, I need to release what I just said.
Yes.
But it's like draining, I'm not gonna lie. Like think about it, just sitting there and listening to people's, I don't know if I would say problems, but traumas, and like almost taking on their emotions every day. Like at the end of the day, you're just like, like no.
Especially taking like multiple clients like that a day. Oh my gosh.
I could imagine, because you're stuck with them for hours. And like even bartending and serving, like I used to work at Hooters and then Twins, so there's like men's therapy sessions, which like, men problems I like really have a hard time listening to.
Valid.
No, and then at a fucking golf course, bartending, listening to their issues, they're like, my client didn't want to take this account and this, and then it's like, I don't care.
No, it's just like smile and nod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't fake it. I need to go to the back. I need to eat. But like, y'all are like stuck there. Like,
Literally. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Yeah, no, speaking of, we need to dive into this. So, like, speaking of talking to your clients,
yeah.
when you're at the shampoo bowl, girl, you aren't going to be able to hear us. We are barely listening to you. Just don't talk. Take that as your relaxing time at the shampoo bowl. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, it's like designed to be a relaxing time because like I'm giving you a head massage, like I'm like getting in there. It's supposed to feel good. Like honestly, I'd rather you like moan than like people do that 100%. That like try to have a conversation with me, like just don't.
It's like I'll be like massaging and they're just yapping my ear off and I'm like, doesn't this feel good?
Yeah.
Like, don't you want to just like be in the moment and enjoy it? You know?
Yeah. And then the angle of talking like this, I would be scared that I had a booger, I had something in my teeth.
100%.
That makes sense because like literally like the shampoo bowl is like the best time. I like fall asleep there.
As you should.
Close your eyes. Don't open your eyes with the shampoo
I want to
bowl.
like close your eyes for you. Like do not look at me.
Good night.
No, that's really like what Kai was saying, that they'll do like beard cuts and the person's like staring at them and they're like, please.
Like, do you want to kiss or something?
Yeah. Wait, so are y'all both from Washington or like Seattle?
No, I'm from Colorado. I've been here like officially 2 years now.
Oh, nice.
I'm from Montana. I've been here since like 2019. So about 5 years.
Really? What do y'all think of it?
I like it, but we recently just went to Chicago for Lollapalooza and oh my god, it was so beautiful there. So clean. My god, we came back here and I literally looked at Cambree. I was like, we're in the slums. Like, what happened?
No, the Seattle streets when it rains and you see like the grime and dirt on the ground, I like want to puke. Like I would never drop something and then keep it. I'd be like, it's gone.
Oh, 100%. People that like walk their dogs in the city, I'm like, their feet and all that stuff, and then you bring that into your house. I'm like, oh,
How could you live with yourself?
I can't.
I'm also thinking about like the public parks and stuff and like having them roll around in the grass that like clearly, you know, is dirty AF.
And there's definitely like loose, like drunk particles in it.
Right. No, definitely that part.
But the city's cool. Like, you know, cons and pros to every city, but like being able to walk to work, being able to, we call them dick around days, like dicking around. But like we'll literally just be like, okay, well, let's go get coffee or something and then like see what we can get ourselves into, and then we will just like walk around Cap Hill, whatever we can find, get piercings, anything, and just have like a fun day of dicking around.
No, that's so fun. Especially because like living outside the city, I don't get dick around days unless it's like specifically planned. I have the day off and we're like, today is scheduled fun.
No, like even after work, there's like a winery right next to the salon. You can just hop over, go get a little like flight of wine, or like just try a new restaurant. Like it is really cool living in the city and just having like so much there at your fingertips, you know?
Yeah.
Like I also know where you're coming from too, because I used to live in Kent and I used to make that trek to work like 45-minute drive with traffic. It's insane. But like I know what you mean. Like you have to drive everywhere down in these suburbs. Like you can't just like, be somewhere, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like really just have those dick around days. Like you have to have plans because you're driving, right?
Exactly.
Like, see where the wind blows you is where you like
because then if it fails and you're like, I fucking drove over here for what?
And then it's like annoying because then you're getting all like frustrated, like trying to find things to do, and you're like, oh, but this is so far, and yeah, I get that.
This is like so like in y'all's business, what were y'all like as like kids or like growing up in like Montana or like Colorado?
I would say my like life growing up was definitely very sheltered for sure. Like where I grew up in Montana, everyone knew everyone and everything about you sort of situation. So like you go to the grocery store, you see so many fucking people, whereas here you don't even have to think about it. Like you're not going to see any of those people ever again. So like when I was a kid, we would go to the grocery store and my mom would have to like put on a full face of makeup and like do her hair, and I'm like, now I'm here and oh my god, that just sounds awful. Why would you want to do that, you know?
Yeah, wait, that's crazy. You had like this actual small town
Yes.
That's literally what I'm watching POL. They're like, the neighbors will start talking. Like, the town is going to be there. So, like, you actually, wait, that's actually, like, was it a little bit kind of, like, cool, though? Or no?
It's just, like, tough because everyone's all up in everyone's business. Like, no one can have any sort of, like, privacy. So, like, you will be driving and you'll be like, oh, I know them, like, because you know what they drive. And sometimes it's inconvenient, but, like, at the same time, it was cool, like, being so close with everyone and having, like, your friend group and everything. But at the same time, it can get very catty.
That's
very
true.
catty. Like,
oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Colorado is kind of like that in some sense. It's just very, like, rich suburbs, especially where I was. So everyone had, like, the same thing. And if you weren't wearing this, you weren't cool. And, like, you had to act a certain way, be a certain way. So that's why, like, I say it all the time when, like, I'm trying to find something to wear. I'm like, I literally could wear nothing and people in Seattle will not bat an eye. It's like
literally
such a fresh breath of air. But, like, yeah, no, I just never really, like, fit into that, like, be cool, be popular, be no one kind of thing. It was just very, like, suffocating there. Like, so yeah,
That's
Seattle.
Suffocating.
Definitely you just, like,
for it.
do what you want and then no one's gonna bat an eye.
Yeah.
That's
Because I feel like in Seattle, you know, there's always going to be someone crazier out there.
Stop. No, and they might just be right next to you and you're like,
seriously.
no, for real. So were y'all like the people from like y'all's places that like kind of like made it out? Like I feel like there's always like the very few people that leave.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, I tell all my clients this is so funny. I'm like, yeah, you know, if I didn't have to go back to Montana, I probably wouldn't. And like in my graduating class, there was only like maybe 100-ish people.
Oh my
And me and my best friend Christian were actually like the only two to really move out of the state. Like he went to Texas and I came here. And so I feel like it's so funny. We have this conversation all the time. We're like, you know, when our 10-year reunion comes, it's going to be for us. Everyone's going to want to know what we've been up to.
Exactly.
And I feel like when we do go back, everyone's like, oh my God, like, are you coming back? Are you moving back? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, you have to go to your 10-year reunion. You have to and tell me. Because I can't go to a 10-year reunion.
Why?
Well, I went to, okay, so I didn't grow up in a small town. I grew up in San Antonio, which is in Texas.
That's where my best friend Christian lives. I think we've talked about this before. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have. Where does he go? Did he go to school there or anything?
He went to college there, yeah.
Which one?
I could not tell you.
I wonder
Something for engineering. I just know that.
I wonder if we went to the same one. But San Antonio is a really big city, but I grew up in private school, which is like annoying. But like the private school community is giving small town. Like all the schools know each other. Everyone knows what's going on with you and everything. And so I went to private school my first 3 years of school, but then I transferred my senior year. But then I graduated in 2020, so I was only at my senior year for like 6 months maybe. So I feel like I like don't have like an affiliation with the high school.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
That definitely makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I will not be going to my 10-year because fuck that. So if it makes you feel any better.
No, growing up watching movies, I was like, everything is leading up to the 10-year because they make it seem like it's such a big thing.
I don't get it, honestly.
That's just like a time I don't want to relive, and I'm cool with that.
No, I agree. Yeah. I thought it was like, no, actually, no, I didn't think it was cool while I was in it. I liked how like kind of like stupid I was in high school because I feel like you just like take risk and like I don't even like driving on the highway at like 2 a.m. anymore. But like over there you just do it for fun, which is like insane.
Yes, like reckless.
Going against everything that you're supposed to kind of situation. I feel like that's a whole like ordeal in private schools from what I've heard because my friend Christian, he went to like a Catholic school and I just remember him just being like, yeah, I never followed any rules. I always did the opposite. It's just like you're confining someone into all of these rules when in reality they're gonna just like not want to do any of that, you know?
Exactly.
Like, so I can see that for you, definitely.
You know, sometimes I like wonder about like the outside perspective. I'm like, oh my God, I wonder what they say about me because I feel like in their heads I probably seem absolutely crazy, like absolutely bad shit. They're like, she's going through something. So I'm looking at the camera right now. Guys, I also wanted them to talk about different friendships because I know that when I talk about friendships and friendship experiences, I probably can seem a little negative. I wanted them to kind of tell y'all like the positive of friendship and like that it can happen. That way y'all aren't like, Alea, like now I'm scared of people because of you. So what is y'all's friendship dynamic even like actually?
Oh my gosh, honestly, we're attached at like the fucking hip.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, living so close together, working together, it's, yeah, we're definitely like with each other almost 90% of the time.
Yeah. No, I mean, like literally the most minor thing will happen and I'll be like, okay, I need to tell Taylor about that. So, no, it's just cute. I feel like there's not a lot of people that you can just be around 24/7 and not get sick of them.
That part.
But I mean, I feel like there's also definitely not as often as past friendships, but there's definitely still times where we butt heads. And I think it's just so rooted in the fact that we know that like we love each other and we only want the best, that it's like if anything, a tiff happens or whatever, it's just like you just kind of have to be like, well, it was either like alcohol involved or
Majority of the time, alcohol involved.
You're like she wasn't even there.
Exactly. Like I probably didn't even remember it or what, and just like get past it. I feel like you can't hone in on stuff, especially when it's someone so close. Like, Taylor could like slap me in the face, and I would be like, okay, A, it was an accident, or B, there was something on my face. Like, I would never be like, she slapped me in the face and that was vicious. Like, that, it wouldn't even be a thought in my mind, you know?
Yeah.
Well, even like piggybacking off of that, I feel like we just have that relationship where it's almost like siblings. Like, we do like hit and punch each other, like just to fuck around.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's really what keeps it light. Like, we're not taking anything too deep. And like she said, like with the fights, like, I swear we've never had a fight where we're sober.
Really?
Yes.
Wait, that's actually good.
It's always like under the influence of alcohol, which is awful, but and like even then it's rare. Like we usually have a great time, but everything she said.
What have y'all argued about? Can I ask that?
The only one fight, I'm sure you're thinking about the same one, when Tyra was in town.
Yes, it was definitely about like stupid boy stuff.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Stupid boy stuff. I wanted to stay longer, and the guy's friend, the guy I was talking to's friend, was just being a total dick. And me being drunk, I was like, no, like I want to be with him, da-da-da. And they're like, no, Cambree, he's a dick. We're leaving.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. We did let her have the time of day. She was like, just like 5-10 more minutes. We gave her the 5-10 more minutes, and we were like, okay, girl, it's time to go. And she refused. So I ended up going home.
Well, they went home, and then like, I walked home by myself. Of course, at this point, I'm sobbing. And
she is walking home sobbing, and I'm like running back to go get our friend Tyra because she's calling me saying like Cambree left her, and I was like, oh fuck this, like I'm going back to get Tyra. Next thing you know, we are literally passing each other on the sidewalk. She's sobbing, and I'm like, I literally look at her like,
wait, that should have been filmed. That is so funny.
It
and
was
like
dramatic. Like we looked at each other and basically should have just been like, and just like kept walking.
Wait, that is like so Sex in the City coded. Like, and then like if it was like slightly sprinkling because it's Seattle, that would just like be the icing on there.
I'm sure we were wet. Yes, like our hair was like soaked. Yeah,
that is so funny.
But I don't know. I also like think, you know, we were with another friend, and I always say like 3 is a fucking crowd. Like 3 is always going to be a crowd, no matter what. Someone's gonna gang up on someone, and you just have to like find the good medium, which I think we have with Tyra. Let's be honest. Like we've definitely found that good medium with her, but it took some time and patience for sure.
Yeah. You know what? That makes sense because I have like made all my friends in groups of 3. Like I kid you not. Yeah, because even when me and Kai were in a friend group, like, me and Kai were 2 different people, but since we're a couple and we met 2 friends, it low-key counts as 3. And then all of my friends in Texas were in groups of 3. Maybe that's my problem.
It really could be.
I think it could be because that was my problem, honestly. In Montana, I had these 2 girlfriends, and everything was all fine and dandy. I've been friends with them since I was in elementary school, and, you know, as soon as I moved here, it just became them. And then when I went back home, I would like try and hang out with them, and they would just be all like sus and weird, and I had to actually cut ties on like like 8-year-long friendship, like since we were in almost like elementary school. So like at the same time, it's just, you can't find that, like I said, that sweet spot. And if you can't, like, I would highly recommend like not being in a group of 3, but if you can, like, good for you, you know?
Yeah. No, that makes sense. Why do I feel like, I mean, obviously I don't know them at all, but why do I feel like some of it had to do with the fact that like you were the one who like got out and like had the courage to do it? Like, I feel like, only because I had a friend just like that, and it was 7 to 8 years. And like once I moved and all that stuff, it was like it couldn't happen anymore. When like it so could if you wanted it to.
That part, I mean, like even when I did move here, we made it happen. Like they came to visit a couple of times, and I went back home a couple of times, and then it was just like that one turning point where, you know, they just didn't reciprocate it. And I'm like, okay, this isn't worth my time or energy, especially being like so far in distance wise, you know what I mean? So
no, stop. I'm literally having PTSD as you're saying that. Like how you said the Virgo thing, I'm like, how did you know she came to visit a couple of times, and I went over there a couple of times, and then it just didn't work again?
Yeah. I mean, it's worth a try, but like, you know, it's not gonna work, you know what I mean? Like, you know
that is so true. How do y'all handle like conflict without it like blowing up?
Really, I think we're just like really good at communicating, honestly. Like we're brutally honest with each other, and like if something is bugging us, we will go to one another and just be so straightforward about it. And I think that's the main thing, not like tiptoeing around shit, basically.
Right. I feel like I have an issue where like I'll let something bug me a little bit, and then Tay totally picks up on that.
I'm like, what is wrong? You have to tell me right fucking now.
I like, she can read me like a fucking book. So if there's something bothering me, we'll definitely just hash it out. And like after that one big fight that we had, we literally like just start walking up to each other the next day sober, and we literally just hugged, and we were just like, obviously this isn't under the rug, like we didn't mean anything that happened. Like it just, again, it goes back to like knowing intentions.
I feel like the year that y'all like took to become friends has so much to do with that, because like y'all got to know each other. Because I was like, I think I've realized that like friends is kind of like dating low key, and you can't like date someone after like a couple weeks. Well, you can.
Yeah.
But, like, there's a risk that comes from that.
Honestly, I think the icebreaker with us and, like, starting to be friends, it was so crazy. One day she had, like, invited me over, and she was like, let's watch Saltburn.
Oh, yeah.
That was the first time we, like, really kind of, like, hung out in that sort of setting, like, alone in an apartment together. And we watched Saltburn. And I was like, oh, my God, we could have watched anything else. Like, have you seen it?
No,
God.
What is it?
You know, the one with the bathtub scene where he, like, licks up the bathwater?
Is it a scary movie?
No, it's more, like, psychological.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm not gonna lie, like, my taste in TV is like trash TV, like reality TV.
Same.
Any type of like poorly acted out shit.
Did you watch I Kissed a Girl?
No.
It's like the spin-off of Love Island, but for lesbians.
Wait, in what country is it based?
I think it's in like the UK or something, but I had just recently watched it because I'm like Love Island stan. It was good. It was good.
Wait, okay, I need to watch it because I watched Love Island. I watched it this season. Loved Leah, Serena, Janae.
PPG, yes.
Yeah. How old were y'all when y'all became friends?
23 and 22.
Yeah.
Okay, because I feel like I have a lot of people.
Actually, not when we met when I was turning 21.
It was there at her 21st birthday.
Yeah, and we weren't even close like that then.
Really?
But like when we became friends, we were that age, 22, 23.
Oh, so y'all have known each other during like a very pivotal time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like 21 to 23 is like a formative type of phase. Yeah. Because I feel like I have a lot of people either write in or like DM me, and like they're around that age and they're like, I can't make friends. Like literally I was talking to my coworkers at work, and all of them were like, I can't make friends at this age. Like it can't happen and all that stuff. So it's so cool that y'all did. Yeah. Did y'all like have like that type of like thought before, or like did you always think like, oh no, it's possible?
That's interesting. I don't know. I feel like back in Colorado, I had like, you know, you always kind of have like your core best friend. And moving, I knew I was going to lose that. Unfortunately, I got wrapped up in like a relationship right off the bat. So honestly, like finding like girlfriends wasn't really on the forefront of my mind because that person like took up all my time.
Yeah.
And then I got rid of that person. And then I think that's like when we really became friends.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, I haven't had to like think about that though. It honestly just came so naturally. Yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like we had to like force it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it hard, like, balancing, like, a relationship, too, with that? Because I feel like a lot of girls, I would say, like, have trouble with that. Like, they're either, like, my friends or my boyfriend, or my boyfriend, and then when that ends, like, my friends. So, like, because y'all are both in relationships, right? Oh.
I'm engaged, actually.
Wait, you're engaged?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, we're going to elope on Valentine's Day.
Wait, that's so cute. Elope where?
Just here.
Oh, I love that.
We're gonna go like Vegas and have a big party, so you'll be there.
Yeah.
So obviously you'll get the invite.
No, you so should. But how is it balancing those two?
I actually had a client ask me about this the other day, and honestly, it's not really hard. I'm like, if my fiance were to be like, you can't hang out with her this day and this day, like, he wouldn't be my fiance. Like, he ships us so hard, especially because, like, I came out of such a toxic friendship with those two girls, and he, like, saw those relationships come to, like, fruition kind of vibes. And so, yeah, I feel like just when me and Cam became friends, it was, like, so smooth for us. But, like, with Tucker, he's very, very shy and very much, like, a heavily introvert. Like, takes him so long to warm up to someone. So, in that instance, it is tough because I'm like, oh, why can't you warm up sooner? Why can't you, like, you know, be as quick with it as I am? Which I understand. He, like, keeps his, like, cards close to his chest for sure. But, yeah, no, I wouldn't say there's, like, a crazy, like, balancing situation. Like, we see each other every day. Right. So at the same time, it's like, it's nothing he could really do about it. Yeah. But, yeah, no, he ships us. He loves us. I always say he has a girlfriend and a fiance, so.
Wait, I love that. Wait, I feel like that's, like, you, like, said, like, the golden nugget of, like, there is no balancing. Like, it just, like, works. So, like, maybe if you are trying to, like, balance too much, like, that could be, like, something, like, to, like, make you aware of, like, why is it so hard to do both?
Don't think about it so hard and it'll just, like, flow.
Yeah, I do have to say, though, like, you two are, like, a little, like, rare thing to come across, I feel like, because all of my past girlfriends, as soon as there's a boyfriend in their lives, gone, or, you know, they're out of my lives. Like, not gonna lie, when I first moved and came to the salon and you said you had a boyfriend, I was like, like, we're not gonna be friends, da 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 da, because I feel like a lot of girlies just don't know how to balance boyfriend and best friend, you know. But no, I feel like Tay has healed my, like, friendship trauma with that, and now I'm like, a girl's like, okay, I have a boyfriend, I'm not, like, immediately like, fuck, we can't be friends. I'm like, okay, yeah, like, you know, we can all groove with it. But it really, like, Tay is a little unicorn. Actually, like, being engaged and, like, living with Tuck, I feel like not a lot of girls I could, like, come in and, like, feel so welcomed, not just by her, but, like, Tucker too.
Yeah. Wait, that's actually beautiful. Yeah. Like, I'm actually, like, he is a golden nugget, but I love a shy guy, talkative girl combo. It's like, the best.
When he has his moments and he actually says something, like, they're honestly some of my favorite memories. Like, there's, like, two specific things that are just so core in my mind that Tucker was just so sweet and cute and wholesome. And I'm just like, I hold those memories so dear because they're far and few, but when they come, they are just like perfection.
Oh my God. What's actually, like, really crazy is that we've been talking, like, if we do move, like, we're gonna move in together, and it's so ass backwards. Like, us getting engaged and, like, moving in with a friend is, like, I feel like something you really never hear of, but like, with the dynamic, it's just, like, so easy, you know? And yeah, like, yeah, like I said, there's not so much pressure on it. You know what I mean?
It just makes sense.
But also, I feel like me and Tucker aren't, like, the type of people to be, like, all over each other and, like, do a bunch of PDA or anything like that. So I feel like that really comes into play with it, because I feel like, you know, couples can be very overly, like, just too much.
Yeah.
And I feel like me and Tucker definitely have that, like, good middle ground where, like, we can still, like, flirty play when Cambree's around, because then she's also integrated into, like, the flirty play. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Wait, that's so cute. There's definitely, like, a TV show that this is like
couple to thruple.
No, I wasn't thinking like that, but it's kind of like, I've always seen Sex and the City so much because I also recently binged it, but like how Charlotte is with her husband, or how Miranda is with Steve. Him and Steve, like, both love their friends, like, they're always so happy to see them. Like, that's the dynamic that it reminds me of, and like, that's so cute, and it's also so hard to find.
Very.
But, like, I feel like a lot of guys, like, would so quickly hang out with their friends over a girl that, like, I want for the girlies this decade to, like, be able to, like, do the same thing or, like, do both. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't have to be one or the other.
Totally.
Yeah, I'm super grateful for him. Like, even if it wasn't Cambree, if it was anyone else, like I told you, I have a best friend, Christian, and it was tough in the beginning because obviously, like, starting off in a new relationship, that you can get jealous, and it's just so crazy to me that he got jealous about it because Christian is clearly gay. Let's be honest, and like he just had to get past that point. And I feel like once he got past that point, it was like that with anyone. Like, he was fine with anyone being my friend. Like, I could be friends with a guy and he would be fine with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that deep.
Okay, guys, so we are going to do a little swerve now, and we're going to play a game, my favorite parts of the episodes. And because they're both hair experts, and I think that everyone who listens to this pod cares about their hair. I actually think that every human, I would argue, cares a little. Even the bald people, like, they care about how they do it. So we're gonna do icks with hair, but then we also want to do what your hair type says about you. And I feel like that would be so fun.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, so which one do you want to start with, the icks or the says about you?
Probably the X.
Icks, yeah, let's start with icks.
Okay, I know that y'all have a notes app. They have a notes app, so they're valid. Booking the wrong service. Book a consult / long hair and not adding more time to the service.
If you don't know what you want, there are things set in place where you can come in, have a consultation, and we will get you booked for the correct service. The worst thing in the world is to book for something that doesn't have enough time and then come in and want something that is going to need way more time. Example, coming in and being like, I know I have so much hair, but then you booked just an hour-long appointment. Irked.
Like, you know, it was going to take more time than needed. So, like, why don't you just book the extra time? And piggybacking off the first part, like, consultations are free. Like, you are getting our time for free, and we can sit there and talk about what you want to do rather than booking the wrong service and wasting both of our time.
100%.
No, that's actually so valid. The hour, like, earlier when I read this, I was like, well, maybe it could take an hour, but no, I am at the salon for minimum 3 hours.
Yes.
Also, like, being the client, like, if we ask you what your hair history is, don't fucking lie, because what if we go in with lightener and then you didn't tell us something and then you have no hair after? Like, it's just for your own safety and our safety too.
Yeah.
Just be honest.
It reminds me of people are scared to tell the doctor the truth. Like, the doctor would be like, do you smoke? And they're like, no. And they're like an 8-year-long smoker. And they're like, I'm like, it's fine. Like, just tell them.
Yes, we're gonna find out regardless. It's just more embarrassing that way, to be honest.
Stop being shy, guys.
Yes.
Taking pictures of products when checking out.
Oh my gosh, this is probably one of my biggest pet peeves. So basically we give you a prescription with these products, and like, we are going to be so upfront and honest. We aren't going to sugarcoat and give you something that you don't need. And so, like, when we go up to the front desk and we are checking you out for your service, and I have all of the products laid out that I would recommend to you, and you're like, like, can I just take a picture of this? I can just buy it online. It's like, one, it's going to be more expensive online or anywhere else you buy it. Two, support your stylist and support the local business behind them, because otherwise it's just like kind of a slap in our face, truthfully. Yeah. And honestly, like, if you find any of these professional products on Amazon or at Walmart, they are more than 90% tainted. They are tainted, they are expired, they have shit in them that they're not supposed to. Like, even though they say they are the salon grade product, I wouldn't trust it.
Especially Amazon. I feel like people think Amazon is such a safe haven, especially with professional products. And there are some brands that have licensed or whatever with Amazon to sell, but a lot of the brands on there are not licensed. They're not through that specific
distributor.
You're buying something that isn't directly from that brand, so it's not that brand. Like, you're buying an off-market thing, but you're still paying full price for it. So it's like, if it's in the salon and you know you want it, like, just buy it.
Guys, buy from your local hairdresser. When people come in and they say, do whatever you want,
Cambree's got a good take on this one.
If you sit in my chair and you say just do what you want, literally all it means to me is that I'm gonna have to ask you so many more questions so I can figure out what you actually want, which is going to waste my time. And B, like, if you really are just like, do what you want, whatever, like, I'm gonna do the easiest thing for me. Point blank, period. So that is just not a really fun girly pop thing to come in and like just be like, Do it.
I feel like they probably think that they're on like America's Next Top Model or like Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Like, look at my hair, you would do great with. I feel like that's what they think, but like you're not being filmed.
It's like give us like some guidance, and we'll kind of piggyback off of that, and kind of, you know, we'll let you know and be honest, like what's going to suit you and what's not going to suit you.
Just book a consult.
Book a consult.
Back around, honestly, full circle right there.
Wait, I think it's great to go into the what your hairstylist says about you, because on your thing you wrote butterfly and wolf cut trendy terms that don't mean anything.
Yes.
So real. So real.
Yeah, TikTok has made our life a little bit more interesting with all these just like batshit random terms that people will come up with and think that they want. Like they just literally don't really have any meaning behind them. I don't think people realize a butterfly cut is literally like the whole top half of your head, almost kind of like a bob-ish, and then the underneath long. Like it is a very unconnected, like very like bold haircut. So when people say like butterfly haircut, they mainly want like the Victoria's Secret blowout face frame layers.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
And then with the wolf cut, it's like you literally just want to shag.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's just like people romanticizing their hair, but then other people be like, oh, is that what it's actually called?
Yes.
Yeah. Another kind of segue from that would be, you know, someone coming in and being like, this is the exact toner formula that I want on my hair.
Yes. TikTok does that too, because people will be like, oh yeah, I glossed with da-da-da-da-da, and they say that that's exactly what they want, but like, that is our job. You don't have the same bases that girly is going to. If I put that formula on your hair, it's going to come out different. So it's just like, let me do my job.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay, I'm gonna rapid fire different hair things to y'all, and y'all tell me like point blank your opinion. Money pieces.
If it's thick, girl, what are you doing?
Yes, it's not 2020 anymore. Your money piece should not be seen across the room.
And if I'm being honest, I had that. I had that.
She was a victim.
I was the victim, and you know, like it was the trend in 2020, but now it's not.
It was given in the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I've been seeing black hair, red chunky highlights.
Are we in the 2000s?
You know what? Like, chunk is coming back.
Yeah.
There are stylists that will do that and love that. But you should definitely look at your stylist's work and see if that's their vibe before you ask for something like that.
Yeah. And then what type of chunk is okay chunk?
In my opinion, none.
No.
Yeah. Really? Y'all would have hated my 2020 hair. When you had money pieces, I had black hair, chunky blonde highlights. Throughout the whole thing.
Like chunky to the root, like intentional chunk, or it was just happened to be like that?
Intentional.
Intentional.
I feel like that's different. If it's intentional.
What about the whole strawberry blonde trend where it's like a reddish type of hair with like blonde highlights is like the thing? It's like red hair, blonde highlights scattered throughout.
Honestly, every single blonde that I have taken strawberry blonde, I have taken back to blonde.
Really?
Like, no, like seriously, 100%.
It's kind of like choose a side.
Yeah.
Choose a side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think when someone wants to go platinum blonde? Like, I know you do it a lot, but what do you think, like...
Are we talking like bleach and tone 100% saturated, or are we talking like platinum blonde, like highlights blended?
I think I'm thinking of like the whole thing. The first one.
Tone?
Yes.
I would say it really just depends on what you're coming in with.
Coming in with in your lifestyle.
Yeah.
That is the highest maintenance. You have to be on good products. Like, that is an investment. That is a statement. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're going to go home and use your Walmart shampoo, no. You're not going to come in every 4 to 6 weeks on the dot. No. And it's going to get dull. Let me tell you, people want ashy. Ashy gets dull over time. You're putting a lot of like deeper primary colors on there.
Yeah.
And so we're going to have to like relighten your whole head probably every like 2 or 3 months if you really want that. So your length, gone.
Yep. Really? Do you ever have people that you're like, for you, no, like you can't do it?
Yes.
Yeah. I feel like with hearing, you know, platinum blondes or bleach blondes, it's you think purple shampoo, and honestly, that is the bane of my fucking existence. The purple shampoo is going to make your hair dull. It's going to make it darker than it actually is. It's going to make us stylists have to put more work into it than need be. So instead of using purple shampoo, just use a clarifying shampoo once a week, or use the purple conditioner so it'll also moisturize and,
That makes sense.
you know, not necessarily dull the hair, but like just counteract those tones, because purple conditioners aren't as strong as the shampoos.
Yeah. Do you ever like see someone get a certain color and you're like, you're going through something?
Yes.
Which one?
It's mainly like the dramatic changes or like the big chops. Yes. Like if someone with long hair comes in and they're like, I want it chopped, I am actually having a therapy session with you. Like, how long have we been thinking about this? Like, if I've seen you for a long time and you come in and you say that, I will 9 times out of 10 talk you out of it and make you wait till your next appointment to do it, because I can tell you've got a manic episode going on.
What do you think when blondes go brunette?
You're going to go back to blonde in 6 months at least. Yeah.
Really?
Unless you're me.
Unless
You're blonde naturally?
No, not naturally. So when we went to Lollapalooza, I had Cambree take me full 5 hours blonding session. I was very fucking blonde, and I had it for a month, and I just was over it. I'm back.
Yeah. She is an unusual case.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that is another one that, like, if you sit down in my chair and you're like, I want to go brunette, I am having a therapy session with you.
Really?
100%.
That's so funny. That's actually hilarious.
What I always recommend is, like, we can go a little bit darker than what we have been, but I'm not taking you dark.
Full dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about people with black hair wanting to go blonde? Or is that like just all the time?
That's pretty per use. I feel like there you just have to have realistic expectations. Yeah. Some people's hair lifts really well and some people's don't. I have no idea until the foils are in there and I'm looking at it.
And same thing, like, it can take multiple sessions too, depending on what you want.
What about people dyeing their hair red? You could be honest. Because I know that it's kind of like,
Yes.
okay, I'm not going to lie. Not to be that person, when I got mine done, it wasn't that popular.
No, you were like, I was before it was cool.
Yeah, well, I didn't see a lot of people with it. I like got my hair red when everyone was going blonde. So what do you think about everyone going red now? Yeah.
How long are you even thinking about it?
I think, like, the thing about red that people don't realize is that it fades so fast. It's going to lose its vibrancy within 3 to 4 washes, and you are going to be back in the salon for a toner more than you would for blonde.
And you have to keep in mind, like, even if you are using the professional product, it's just that specific color. It is the most to fade.
Yeah. And then last one, if someone wants to dye their hair pink.
I will say it really just depends on your skin tone.
Really?
I'm going to be honest.
Honestly, I feel like when people do vivid colors and they're like, I don't know, will this look good on me? I'm like, do you wear that color a lot on your clothes? Like, if like, oh no, I never wear purple. I'm like, why would you make your hair purple then?
Yeah.
So if
Are you coming for me? Because I was purple once and I didn't have any purple ones.
we were friends, yeah, I'm just kidding.
You're like, so I let it go.
I let it slide.
Yay! What did y'all think about being on the pod?
It was so fun.
It was fun. It was easy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm so happy to hear that.
I think the thing that I was like most nervous about was like it being awkward or weird, but it wasn't at all. I think like obviously you coming up with the topics and you know just flirting them at us was a nice segue.
Oh yeah, y'all made it so easy too, because even times where I was like, like, should I have asked that? Y'all could just
Keep it going.
you got it popping. I love that. Well, thank you everyone for listening. Do y'all want to drop your socials?
Yeah, I mean my hair account is at beauty.by-Tayler. I'm like questioning myself here, but yeah, that sounds about right.
It will be in the description.
And mine is just hair by Cambree with some periods in there.
Nice.
It'll be in the description. That was awful.
They'll both be linked in the description and on the Instagram. Remember that it is at Tease Pod on Instagram, at Tease Podcast on everything else. If y'all were watching and noticed, we only had one other microphone. So if y'all would love to subscribe so I could get another mic on YouTube, follow on Spotify and Apple. Be sure to rate the show 5 stars. Pretty please. I saw that 3 more of y'all did, and I want to say thank you. I love you. And y'all know my socials and everything. I will see y'all next Tease Tuesday. I love you guys. Bye.
Bye.